Welcome to I Left the City, a show about the talented and skilled people who moved to Hastings County to find a wildly authentic life. I'm your host, Michelle Sampson. In this episode, we talk to Shevon Sigouin, a graphic designer from Toronto who'll be moving to Hastings County soon. We talk about her long history within the county, why she's leaving the city where she was born and raised, and how the move will affect her work. As a bonus, towards the end of this episode, Shevon will also share her branding advice for small businesses. She has lots of experience on that front because she is a woman who wears many professional hats. The background is actually really perfect, and your hair looks very beachy, and it's all working.
Perfect.
So we're going to start with a real easy question. Can I just get you to state your name and job title, please?
So I'm Shevon Sigouin, and I'm a graphic designer by day and a pennant banner maker at night.
Tell me more about all of your professional hats and jobs and companies and all of that.
I'm a graphic designer for an agency, and I've always worked in the retail world. So I've worked with companies like Fruits, Lululemon, and now with Staples. So I really it's more than just graphic design. I actually start from start to finish. So I do the trend boards, I do product design, and then I do the packaging and the branding and catalog. So it's really, which I kind of love, it's from start to end. So I get to see the product come through the whole process. And then I also freelance, which I just mostly do packaging and branding. So that's a lot of fun too. And then also at night, I have Lake Club, which is my online business that I sell on Etsy. And I do a few craft shows here and there. And I make vintage inspired banners and pennants, really focusing on Canadiana.
They're so cute. I love the vintage vibe.
Thanks.
Okay, so I hear you actually have a very long history with Hastings County, so tell me about that.
I do. So my grandparents always had a place in Queensborough, which is just north of Madoc. And we used to go up there on summers and swim in the river. But then my parents decided, maybe when I was around 7, to get their own place. And that's in Madoc on Moore Lake. So I've been coming here since the 90s on weekends during summers. And I absolutely love it.
I'd like to hear about your life in Toronto. What is living in Toronto like for you?
So I was born and raised in Toronto, and and it's been pretty great for the most part. It's had a lot of great opportunities and professional resources. The culture and the art scene has really taken a great part in my career, and I couldn't be where I am in my career if it wasn't for Toronto.
So that raises the question, you are planning to move to Hastings County. So What made you start thinking about that?
Ever since we've had the cottage, I've always wanted to move up here because it's always been great, spending all my summers here. So it's always been in the back of my mind. But because my career is at a certain level, and I just feel like I've had the opportunities, I've done the rat race, I've built my career really quite high. And it's time. It's time for me to go. It's time to have a new type of lifestyle, slow things down, and just enjoy the scenery.
Okay, so was there any debate, actually? Was it kind of hard to come to this decision?
Yeah, definitely. I've been very comfortable and happy in Toronto. I have great friends. I have a great network of people. It's just the work. I think it definitely took a toll on me, and it's just not a lifestyle I want for myself anymore. Someone younger can definitely step in and take on that role. It was just time. I was just tired of the fast pace, and I just wanted something slower. I love being on the lake, and I want more of it. So Hastings County has that. They have great trails. It has everything I want as someone that loves being outdoors. Another pro would be a tighter community. So I love meeting with people. I love talking with people, especially talking about graphic design. So I think Toronto doesn't have that, and Hastings does. It has that tight-knit community that I really want to be a part of.
I find it kind of interesting where you said you love talking about graphic design and you were maybe able to get more of that in Hastings County. I would have thought that maybe it would be the opposite. There'd be a lot more professional networking and, a lot more graphic designers in Toronto. So can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, so there is. Don't get me wrong. There is lots in Toronto. But what's in Hastings County that isn't in Toronto is smaller businesses. And I love working with smaller businesses. I just feel like they're more passionate about what they're trying to do or sell, and I want to be a part of that.
I love that answer. So was there any concern about how the move would affect your work? Like, or would it affect it in any way?
Oh, it's definitely going to affect it for sure. But I've built pretty good connections and word of mouth, and I think I'll be able to take quite a bit of my clients with me to keep me stable while I build a bigger community in Hastings County.
Okay, and does that include the agency clients as well as your freelance clients?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Are you already are you remote with the agency, or do you go into the office?
I do go into the bigger offices. There's too much to not be there.
So how does that change once you get to Hastings?
Hopefully it doesn't. We haven't talked about it yet, so I'm not sure if it will come or if they'll find someone local.
But you're willing to
take the chance.
Yeah, and take the chance. Okay, great. So have you been looking for clients in advance of moving in Hastings?
Yes, I have actually. This has been a long built up for me. So I have connected with some really great people in the area, and everyone's been so nice and welcoming and wanting to hear what I have to say. So it's been actually really great.
So that gives you even more confidence to come, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So I hear that you're not quite moved yet.
No.
What's your next step on that front?
It's just finalizing things in the city. So I have a few contracts that I need to end. I own a place in Toronto, so I got to get that on the market. And then I have to find a place here. It's something that really speaks to me and something I really love. So it's taking a little longer than I expected.
Is the cottage an option if
Oh yeah.
If you're like, I'm done, I gotta go.
Yeah, definitely. So there is that. There might be some siblings I might have to fight with, but yeah, there's definitely options for sure.
And do you have a timeline?
Yeah. So September is my finish with clients and to put my place up in Toronto for sale, and then I'll just move here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been looking for property for a while now. It's just I haven't seen anything that really speaks to me yet. So it'll come. I'm optimistic.
There you go. And you've got a little bit of wiggle room to wait for the right place.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit. So since you're a graphic designer and a lot of the people listening are small business owners, I was hoping I could briefly pick your brain on branding for small business.
For sure.
But I wanted to start by maybe clarifying what branding really means. I think there's often some confusion around what that means.
Yeah. So it's definitely, a lot of people think it's just a logo. It's definitely more than that. You definitely have to go beyond that, including colors and typography, like the fun, creative stuff. But there's also a voice and a message that you need to have so that your customer understands what you're trying to achieve. I also find that is a lot of people forget about that and it's lost, or they do start it and it gets lost over years. But you really need to come back to that voice, that feeling, that emotional, that you want to connect with your customer. So I think that's really important. I think a lot of people forget about that.
Can you give an example of voice?
What I tell clients a lot of times is if you have a story, you don't just put a cover on it and then nothing inside and then just hope that people buy it, right? You need to tell that story. You need those pages inside that help the customer understand what your voice and emotions are, your message. It needs to be true to you. So whether you're a happy-go-lucky person and you love color and you want the pizzazz, then tell them that. Say that. Try not to be something that you're not, because it won't work out. It'll fall off of the sidelines and you won't think about your message anymore.
I wanted to define branding because, as you said, a lot of people just think it's the logo. And there's a lot of businesses who basically start and stop right there. So can we go a little bit more into why owners should put a little bit more thought into their brand and their voice and all of these things?
Yeah, because if you don't, it just won't resonate. You want people to remember you. You want people to have that emotional connection. And if it isn't there, then they won't think about it and they'll go on to the next person. So you definitely want to educate your clients or customers to what you are and what you do. So then they'll be excited for you or intrigued by you and want to be part of you.
Yeah. Do you believe that, that emotional connection or that remembrance can really impact sales?
Oh, yeah, because you'll have that person coming back. Definitely.
and maybe more first-time visitors too, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If someone is ready for branding, aside from just hire someone,
Yeah.
like where do they start? Like where do you start the thinking on how to build a brand?
It all comes back to what I've been saying this whole time, is that it is about, you need to know what your message is before even thinking about a logo or colors or fonts or where you want to set up shop. You definitely need to know what you want, where you want it, and what you want to do with it. Because if you don't, it's going to get lost. It's going to get forgotten, or you're going to get frustrated with yourself if you aren't true to yourself. It should almost be an easy process. You know what you want. You have your message of how you want to tell people about your product or about whatever you're trying to do. You shouldn't overthink it. It shouldn't be hard for you to understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You offer a brand audit service. And so, you've seen where a lot of people start before you help them out. What are some common mistakes that you see?
One thing I see a lot of clients when they want to reevaluate their brand is the consistency. They're not consistent with their applications, with their message, with their branding. And it doesn't resonate well with customers, and it just doesn't work out. So I would say inconsistency would be the number one. It just goes with a bunch of other items that aren't working, right? So like if you have multiple logos, well, that's two issues right there. Why do you have multiple logos and you're not consistent with your one logo? When you have a bunch of different messages, again, you just need to be consistent, and it needs to be consistent on social media.
Okay, so looking a bit to the future, what kind of design trends are you seeing? Not even the future, but like right now, how do you be on the cutting edge? What kind of trends are you seeing?
For sure. So right now, it's all about bold fonts. So I've been seeing past, it was always about delicate little fonts that you found on Canva. I'm calling it out right now. And it's all about bold, direct message, making a real big impact. And you can't do that with the delicate. So it's all about being bold right now. Bold colors, bold fonts.
And what if your brand isn't bold?
You still can. You still can have on-trend colors for this season. You still need to be true to your brand and your branding, but you still could have a seasonal graphic within the mix to really add a pop. Maybe it's like you're using your brand font with the bold colors, or vice versa, you're using the bold fonts with your brand colors.
Right. Yeah, perfect tip. Okay, so any final thoughts? Anything we haven't covered that you want to make sure gets through to the listeners?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this new lifestyle and the new community that I'd be joining. I want to embrace this new life, so I'm excited and I'm ready.
Since recording this episode, Shevon sold her house in Toronto and found a dream property in Thomasburg right on the river. On the work front, many of her Toronto clients did stay with her, and she found some local clients to fill the gaps. So what could have been a risky move turned out to be, in her words, one of the best decisions she's ever made. If you'd like to see Shevon's incredible work, check out the links in the show notes. And if after hearing this episode, you're inspired to move your home and work to Hastings County, head over to investinhastings.ca to find startup and relocation advice, commercial property listings, and lots of other business resources. New episodes of I Left the City are coming soon. To make sure you don't miss them, subscribe now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or YouTube. I Left the City is an initiative of the Hastings County Economic Development Department. It's produced by Storied Places Media and hosted by me, Michelle Sampson. Thanks for listening.